saying you have to feel one way or another way, but if you don't have any if you have no reservations about what's happening with all these kids getting killed, I don't know, I can't trust you. If you don't have any reservations about Palantir taking everyone's information, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust you. I think they're buying people left and right. This is my guess. They try to buy me. My costs a lot of money. I get invited to these dinners. I don't go. I've been invited to Teal's house multiple times for dinner. I don't go. It's no shade at them or whatever, you know? The reason I don't go is I remember one dinner, they're like, we'd like to discuss the media. I go, what? No, thanks. We'd like to discuss dinner. We discuss the media and culture. No, thanks. Appreciate it. That's fine. Don't need a. Here's what I'm doing every week. I'm discussing the media. Hey, good news. I have a show. You can listen to it. You can listen to it if you're curious about. But I've been to some of these places. I've sat in these houses in Austin with these tech people. And I know what they want. And I know what they want me to go out and cheerlead for and say, well, it's actually a great idea. And there's probably a lot of money in it. There's probably a lot of money. And I just can't do it. It's not because I'm some great moral I wouldn't be good at it.
Comedian Tim Dillon spilled a lot of tea on the company Palantir.
Palantir is here to disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world, and when it's necessary, to scare enemies and on occasion kill them.
We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as I am.
They've been hired by the Department of Defense, the FBI, local police departments, and even the IRS and Wendy's to take in the information those organizations collect even more information, and use that data to draw conclusions.
But what does Palantir do in a regular Earth?
And what we do is we use what legal scholars call predicate-based search. So we would look at you, and then we would go out and say, oh, there's lots of different things in your life that may be indicative of someone involved in bad behavior.
Put simpler, they make software that makes it easier for their customers to collect and analyze data, and then act on that analysis with and without AI. By 2013, 10 years after their founding, Palantir's client list included the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the Marines, the Air Force, Special Operations Command, and more.
Did your company help to track and kill Osama bin Laden?
Which was founded by Alex Karp, seen here on the left, Peter Thiel's roommate at Stanford Law.
The Trump administration has tapped Palantir, the data mining company founded by the billionaire tech investor Peter Thiel, to compile data on people in the United States for a master database, including a new $30 million contract with ICE to provide near real-time visibility into migrant movements as it seeks to arrest 3,000 people a day.
Palantir, you were discussing how Peter Thiel was talking about American exceptionalism and wanting to become a tremendously dominant military power. Palantir is the company to do that. It is the company that builds a tremendous amount of defense and military technologies in order to use drones to track people across the world for American military operations. And so we're seeing Palantir being brought not just in the military industry, but also the public industry across a bunch of different agencies, as well as just different companies and businesses as well. They're starting to change not just from defense spending, right, but into becoming an operation system for the entire government.
Well, that sounds awesome, doesn't it? How does that not just brighten your day? Knowing our tax dollars are aiding and abetting companies like this.
I'd be terrible at coming on here going, well, the good thing about the list. Well, no, if you actually think about the list this way, all my people that listen every week go, what the him? So my prediction, and I don't want to name names because I don't know, but my prediction is you're going to see a lot of people over the next 6 months start thinking this list's a great idea. They're going to start telling you how great this is and how it's about terrorism. That's the what that'll start going. Well, it's a terror. Have you heard? It's terrorism
Thus, knowing what we know, even if he does not admit it, it says a small amount of the comedian and a lot about those who are, and I agree with Dillon, will take the money. He says at a low rate. I agree. Have you seen the cost of living in this country? Have you seen how the conservative influencers are needed? Especially when in Donald Trump's first 100 days, his poll numbers are disastrously low. They are going to buy up influencers left and right and podcasters left and right. And it says something, once again, about Dillon, who is a conservative comic, mind you. He goes off about the left all the time. But what is really important is an example to be made that even he is calling this out, which is very telling.
Palantir selection as a chief vendor for the project was driven by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. According to government officials, at least 3 Doge members formerly worked at Palantir, while 2 others had worked at companies funded by Peter Thiel, an investor and founder of Palantir. This is the deep state. That's what it is. What is it? What are we doing? Kash Patel's got 10,000 reasons the tapes can't come out or the whatever is whatever. By the way, this is good. They're going to start purchasing influencers. I'm telling you. They're going to start buying up podcasters and YouTubers and whatever. Well, the thing about the Palantir list, you got to look at it another way, the Palantir list. What's so bad about somebody knowing everything you've ever done and that person being the CIA? Why don't you want the CIA knowing everything you've ever spent money on or contributed to or eaten or every disease you've ever had? Why don't you want the CIA not?
Of note, Palantir, per the Business and Human Rights Resource Center, has been powering the state of Israel to conduct its genocide against innocent civilians. Think of all those targeted strikes that we have seen reported over and over and over again, likely powered by Palantir. The Political Economist wrote on their Substack, I have no optimist take on this. The kinds of people in the United States in charge of such developments are quite evidently psychopathic. Just watch excerpts of Karp's recent statements above and past statements by the likes of Thiel. And at this stage, there is nothing to restrain this psychopathy, which is crudely and unconvincingly dressed up as a passion for freedom and democracy. Other countries will inevitably have to follow suit. If the United States of America is going down this road, and it has become clear that China will not struggle to do so technologically, but with its imperialist tendencies, vast control over the internet and social media, big tech companies, sprawling military and intelligence operations across the globe, the USA is looking the most likely to envelope the world in a horrific future. Well put. In closing, if you want to know, and I think it is very important for everyone to know, and be given the information on the dangers of these companies, the dangers of using AI, the dangers of these defense contractors, knowing that we are practically being spied on 24/7, whether it's our phones, our internet, etc., to understand and comprehend the gravity of this situation and how vital it is to really think about, do I want this company in my federal government? Do I really want a company like this who cheerleads killing people, cheerleads it, and whose own founder even said, yeah, if I were in college, would I be protesting me? Rhetorically. Yet they become rich and famous and powerful, and they have presidents and members of Congress on speed dial. It is time for many of us to understand how detrimental this is to society and why we should be calling this out and saying we don't want this in our federal government. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.